Hey guys, welcome back to Harvest Moon Farm. So tonight for dinner, I am going to make a recipe that I read this in a fiction novel, which was kind of funny, but it sounded delicious, so I'm going to try it. It's supposedly a very Italian way of making a pasta sauce, and so we are going to give this a try. Okay, first thing we're going to do is we're going to add 1 stick of butter to our pan, and we're going to get that melting. When that's melted, we're going to add 2 large cans of San Marzano tomatoes, and then we're going to add 2 large onions. The only thing we're going to do to our onions, though, we're not going to chop them. We're just going to peel them and cut them in half. So I don't know if this is a real, like a real recipe, like the way somebody would really make this, or if this was made up for the book. But it sounded right, so we're going to try it and we'll just see how it works out. So I did go ahead and cut the top and bottom off the onion. Ooh, these are strong. And I bought these at the store because my onions that I have here at home, you guys know, are small. And I wanted to make sure that I had the right amount of onion for this, since I've never done this before. I didn't want to try and guess with my little bitty onions that I grew. Oh my, whew. These are gonna make my eyes water. All right, we're gonna cut our onions in half. Our butter is about half melted. Okay. Our butter is pretty well melted, so I'm going to take my 4 onion halves and I'm going to put them main cut side down in my stock pot. And I'm going to open up these tomatoes and pour those over the top. So I've got this down on low. Pour the second can of tomatoes on here. And we're not supposed to add salt or pepper or anything else. We're just going to put our lid on our pot and we're going to let this cook for an hour and a half. So I'm going to go ahead and set my timer for 90 minutes. And then when our time is getting close, when there's about maybe 15 20 minutes left, we'll go ahead and start our pasta. I am going to grill up some chicken that we're going to cut up and add into all of this, but for now all we're going to do is just let this cook. Okay, so I've got about 35 minutes left on my sauce. So I am going to start cooking up my chicken. And let me see, I'm trying to think what kind of seasoning. I think I'm just going to do a basic salt and pepper on my chicken, because I don't want anything that's going to compete with the sauce that I'm putting together. And I just looked at the sauce. It smells amazing. Although I also just realized that I don't know if I'm supposed to mash this up or what I'm supposed to do. So I've got a little bit of olive oil in my pan. If I didn't say that, I need a little bit more. And I'm just heating it up. And I'm putting a little salt and pepper on my chicken. When my pan is hot, then we'll go ahead and put the chicken in, and I just want to get it seared nice and brown on each side, and then we'll let it finish cooking. And I'm going to do a little salt and pepper on the other side. Whoops. We're going to just let that chicken sear. I'm going to go ahead and flip this chicken over. And we'll let this brown on the other side as well. This chicken to be really nice and brown. Now I'm going to slide this over and put it on this smaller back burner behind the pasta sauce. And I'm going to put a pot of water on this larger burner back here. We're going to add a little salt and let that start heating up for our pasta. So the pasta that I have, which is not what I would have chosen if I had thought about this, I just have a tricolor rotini. I would have gotten something a little different maybe for this, but this will still be fine. So we're going to let our water heat up and add our pasta, and by the time it's done, our sauce should be at a point where I can decide what I want to do with it. So, smells amazing, but I'm thinking when I'm ready to add everything into it, I'm thinking that I probably am going to need to mash it a little bit, because otherwise we've got our half onion in there. But this is what happens when you get a recipe out of a fiction novel and you don't read the whole, well, I read the whole novel, but I don't know if the entire recipe was there. But we're just going to make it up as we go along, and it smells delicious. I'm sure it will be delicious. So we're going to just let everything keep cooking. We've got about half an hour left on our pasta. Okay, our pasta water is boiling. So I'm going to go ahead and I can get my pasta open. I'm going to put that in. And our time is just about up on our sauce. And so what I'm going to do is swap some burners around here. So I moved my pasta to the big burner so that I can get it cooking faster. And then I'm going to take my chicken. So I'm going to go ahead and cut my chicken in bite-sized pieces because we're going to stir it into the pasta and sauce. Okay. So now what I'm going to do with this pasta sauce is use my little meat grinder thing and just kind of smash up the tomatoes a little bit and the onion is not really smashing down like I thought it would. So I'm not really sure how this is going to work, because I personally don't want big chunks of onion, like big, like ribs of onion. But maybe you just spoon the tomato portion out. All right, I am going to get a little spoon though, and we're going to give this a taste. Okay, that is really good. However, my opinion is it needs salt. So we're going to add some salt. We're going to add a little salt. We're going to add a little pepper. It is really good, but we're going to add these other things. Going to mix it in. Okay, so I think if I make this again, which I think I will definitely make this again, but I will dice my onions so that they kind of cook down in here, because like I said, I don't want big hunks, big ribs of onion in my sauce. All right, let me get a clean spoon. And then let me try this again now that it's got a little salt and pepper in it. Ouch. Okay, yes, that's better. You could probably actually still use a little bit more salt, but we'll go ahead and salt our own servings as we want. I'm going to go ahead and put this lid back on while we're waiting for our pasta to finish cooking. Okay, so here's what I think I should have done before I started mashing this all up. I think I should have taken the onion out and left then just the tomato. Now that I've mashed the onion up and made it more difficult, but that's okay. This was an experiment based on something I read in a romance novel. And it's possible that it did say this in the book when she was making her pasta or making her sauce, and I just missed that part because it wasn't the point of the book, obviously. Alright, so I want to get the rest of this onion out of here. Now some of it I didn't get crunched up, so that's good. I really wish I would have thought of this before I started smashing it up, but that is okay. now that I think I've kind of changed my mind. If I make this sauce again, I think what I will do then is remove the onion and then sort of smash up the tomato. Remove the onion while it's still in a big chunk. Because I think what we wanted was the onion flavor, not necessarily the onion. I don't know how you would eat it like that. Okay. Let's move this bowl. Move our sauce. So our pasta, I think, is just about done. I'm going to give one of these a little taste. Yep. Okay, so I'm going to put some pasta in each one of our bowls. Actually, I'm just going to put pasta in my bowl. My husband just got home and he hasn't showered or anything, so I'm just going to make up mine for now, and I'll let him shower before I make up his. Okay. Put some pasta in my bowl. I topped it with the chicken, and then I'm going to put a little sprinkle of shredded Parmesan over the top. Okay, so let's give this a try. So I want to get a little bit of noodle and chicken. That's really hot, but it is delicious. Oh my gosh. Oh yes, definitely the way to go. I do think it needs more salt though. That is just my own preference. Don't want to put too much on there. We'll give this a little stir and then take another bite with that added salt and see what we think. Oh my gosh. That is so good. Wow. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and eat my dinner. When Joe is done in the shower, then I'll go ahead and make up his bowl for him. So just want to thank you guys for watching me experiment with this recipe. Turned out well once I sort of figured out what I was doing, I guess. Some of the things I was just making up. So if you've not signed up for my newsletter, make sure you go down into the description box and click that link. Then you'll get a once a week email that just gives you a little behind the scenes information about our farm, and also links to the previous week's videos to just make sure that you've seen them all. If you are not currently subscribed, I would really appreciate it if you would consider subscribing. And otherwise, I will just see you guys on the next video. And I'm gonna go eat this dinner. Thanks, guys.